I'm Hester Wernert-Rijn and I'm a global creative advocate for Authentic Beauty Concept. I have a salon in Amsterdam for 16 years now. I'm a hairdresser since I'm 15, so that's 30 years. And I'm a session stylist, 25 years. And I'm a mother of 3 kids, 11 and twin boys, 7, and married to my husband. That's me. When the moment came that I really knew that I wanted to be a hairdresser was really when I was really young. I knew my mom always took me to the hairdresser, and then the smell, which normally doesn't smell that well for everyone, but I loved it. So that was around 4 years when I told my mom and dad, like, I want to be a hairdresser. The first time that I assisted someone was Sam McKnight for Armani. I was 23 and a half, I knew, because I was really, really young and I came to London to do a show. But actually I ended with Eugene Solomon, that also really inspired me, and I was his first assistant for 14 years. And he really, I mean, you have to love hair, but he really made me understand hair, how to break rules, how to build it up. And I just loved the way how he approached hair in certain ways. Yeah, I have one memorable story that I will never forget. I was around 26 or 27. This was for a show for Yohji Yamamoto, and I was standing next to Eugene to finish the hair before you go on stage, because that's what you do when you are a first assistant. And I really needed to go to the bathroom, and I looked at him like, I really need to go, and he's like, Hess, the show is just starting. And I'm like, yeah, I can't, because I had to do so much models that on the end I didn't really have time to go to the toilet. So he's like, okay, you go off now. So I ran to the toilet, and there was one specific toilet, and then I collapsed to someone, and we fell on the ground, and it was Yohji Yamamoto. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, Yohji. And then we looked both to the toilet, like, who's gonna be first? And he's like, hi, you go first. I'm like, no, you go, it's your show. He's like, no, you go. I'm like, okay, this is really strange. You need to go, Yohji Yamamoto. You go to the toilet because your show is starting. And then he went to the toilet, and I was thinking like, okay, this is something that I will never forget in my whole life. And it was nice because he was still humble. Anyway, it was a memorable thing in my life in the fashion industry. I mean, mainly when I met Caroline and Mathieu and Annika, I arrived in this beautiful room with all these lovely products and a nice smell. And then I thought like, okay, this is something new and interesting. Also because I have my kids. It's a vegan brand, free from parabens, no silicone, sulfates. House also to improve our life, but also our children. So I thought like, okay, this is for me a good step to make that change. I remember that because they were asking like, do you like the products? And I was like, yeah, it looks nice and great. And then I asked everyone, how long does everyone work for Henkel as a company? And they all looked at me like, oh, she's giving me this question. And then everyone's telling their own story, how long they worked. And one was 12 years, 7 years. So I thought like, okay, this is also, feels like family, that people are not leaving that quickly. And then you can, because when you're family, you can improve, and then you are honest. I mean, it's so nice that I can always tell my thoughts about what I think of a new idea. And I think this is for me very important, that it feels family as a community. Like yesterday I had the Authentic Beauty Concept event in Holland, and then we have a global event, and when I see everyone, no one has an ego. I mean, and this is for me very important, that we grow together and make a very strong brand. Well, when I was younger, I always think, you embrace hair as sort of fabric. I don't like to copy things. I like to see what I have in my hands. And when I close my eyes, I feel what the texture is. And I would even can style the hair with my eyes closed. The organic way of cutting, how I do. So when people come in, I look at the shapes, and this is how I approach hair. So when we went to Rome 2 weeks ago, and we were doing Camille Razat for Emily in Paris, I could do so cool hair on her, and she had this beautiful Versace Atelier outfit on, and she's such a lovely person that I've met, who is famous and so down to earth. And every time I do her hair, I can change her in a different identity, and she's so authentic in that way that really fits. And I feel when I finished the hair, and I just saw it back on one of the videos, I mean, it's nice as a hairdresser to make such lovely hair on such a lovely woman, but also with the most lovely products in the world. I'm very blessed to work with Authentic Beauty Concept. Thank you for joining us today on Authentic Stories. Remember to subscribe and stay tuned for more episodes.